Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good day today. We have a lot of things to cover today, so I will be talking quite quick. I do have to open one thing. So, there's gonna be a lot of things about today. I will keep muted. Um, we have Invest 95L currently on a main watch. It has a 100% chance of developing. It is currently in the middle of the Eastern Atlantic Ocean, and it is approaching the border islands pretty quick. So let's just take a look at this. Alright, so we can build those showers and thunderstorms, and it's really starting to build. It might be interfering with some wind shear here, as you can see, kind of split apart right here. And that was connected, but it will fulfill its goal. It's moving 15 miles per hour, at least 35 to maybe even 40 mile per hour wind shortly. Maybe in a couple hours to 3 hours, we might actually have a tropical depression. I believe that this is already a tropical depression, but we have not been told that it is yet. It's starting to make this spiral. Right now, it looks like a 6. A normal hurricane has this kind of spiral. It's really starting to make that. It is rapidly forming and intensifying as the time goes by. It is not slowing down, and it will not slow down. As you can see right here, it is rolling over. The new forecast models actually just came in. We're gonna have to let this load in because there's a lot of information and we do not have the most time. I have to get this out. It's actually pointing this way now. Before, it was pointing like it was more tilted in a way, and it is barreling over. It's going to make some effects to the lower border islands first. It's going to affect all border islands. Even this area is going to see outer bands for a while. There's going to be a very strong outer band this area. We're talking like late into this week. It's going to be most likely a strong 2 to potentially 3. We're going to get that covered. We also have some more tropical waves on the way. We also have this other tropical wave now just coming off on the coast of Africa, and it's going to probably make landfall on these islands. And that's probably the only area that it's going to really make landfall on. It's going to drift out to sea, and it's not really going to make any effect to other people, which is a good thing. We want that to keep that. It has a 50% chance of developing, and this one over here, 100%, and it is just racing 15 miles per hour. That is quite fast for a tropical wave. As you can see, it just doesn't have such a big curve. It was like, it's really hard to outline, and this one's now making a more sudden curve, so it's gonna kind of just drift off, and I think by the time it gets over here, it's gonna dissipate as it's getting closer to the colder waters, and it might just become some post-tropical system, which by then we won't have to worry about much. And then, as you can see, this is time, and it will form up a lot by tomorrow. Just watch, it's gonna plume up. These showers are getting brighter, which means heavier rain, stronger winds, etc. The brighter it is on nighttime, the more accessible it is to heavier rains and stronger impacts. We are experiencing a lot of that. So I will need a lot of it. We just need to stay updated with this. Barrier Islands will need to stay up with this. This is the concerning thing. Well, I talked about how there's going to be a strong outer band layer that's just going to sit in the ocean for a while. It isn't really going to do anything, but there are outer bands that are going to be affecting the border islands, low border islands, medium area, high level border islands. You'll just watch. It experienced some wind shear here, but this is a little bit in the past. As you can see, this is not right now, but this is what it is. By then, it's either going to be a very strong depression, if not a tropical storm. By now, all those storms are forming up and they are building the strength that it needs. Now it's starting to make these outer bands that are starting to spread out the storm, which makes it more into this kind of spiral, which shows rapid intensification. I can see it. those winds are really going to start to pick up because it starts to curl and it makes that really good rotation. And it's just barreling. By now, it's either a very strong tropical storm, at least a tropical storm, if not maybe about to become a one. It is barreling over. There's already some showers and thunderstorms that are going to be making impact in this area. The clouds are starting to roll in, and keep an eye on this area has just a lot of rain, and this area right here is going to be a major area of where the strong outer bands are going to be. Right here are going to be the areas that are going to be making impact. It gets stronger, but then it weakens right as it's going to hit the border islands and under it. So as we continue time, it strengthens, and right here we have this very strong outer bands that are approaching the border islands, maybe about 500 to 600 miles away from the middle range border islands. And right here, it's making this curve, so they're definitely going to get hit. We're already starting to see the clouds coming in. We can see there's the other storm that we're watching that has a lower chance of developing that's not going to be as strong, most likely. We never know what's going to happen in the future, though. There could be two systems out there. We have this outer back bands that kind of dissipated a little bit, but they are strengthening, they are coming back. Now let's keep futuring into time. You can see that these outer bands are really starting to strengthen. Showers and thunderstorms are making impacts, clouds are rolling in. We are now like 400 to 500 miles away. It is rapidly barreling over. It is a fast-moving storm, but it is predicted that it will start to slow down. That is potential, not guaranteed. As you can see, there's this new, very strong outer band area that I told you to look at. So this area could actually make tornado threats if that were to actually hit land, and it kept that strengthening. It's already thundering, showers and thunderstorms, lots of clouds in that area, cloudy day, gusty day, lined winds. It's moving quite fast. The outer bands itself, the storm, it's moving also quite fast. We have these groups of thunderstorms a lot weaker. The clouds are already rolling in to the lower border islands, and they're also starting to make the clouds are also starting to hit the middle border islands, and these showers and thunderstorms are most likely going to form up, but we can check that by looking at the forecast model. Yes, as I predicted, this outer band's really starting to kick up right now, and it's still raining over here. It's gonna keep raining for a decent while. Tornado threats are possible in this area that I am circling. The border islands are probably now going to start seeing some light rain towards the bottom and the middle of the border islands. They're going to start to see some higher waves. They're going to really see that high surf. We're talking like towards the middle and the end of the week. So we have a lot of time. This is just a future radar. We're not actually completely sure. So tornadoes are possible in the areas that have stronger outer band impacts. Just because you're not getting the hurricane itself does not mean you're out of danger. They're yet to still be getting some thunderstorms and still some pretty decent, maybe a little bit more wicked gusts, but not that much. They're still getting that rain though. Lightning and heavy rain is still an impact that you're receiving. As you can see, I was talking about outer bands switching around because the storm's still rotating, and it's rotating a lot faster than how much speed it's moving in one direction. So this outer band was like right over here, and it rotated all the way over here, and it's still on the warm water, so that intensified. So now it's going to be making impacts, and it already is making impacts on the lower end border islands. There's a lot of clouds, there's thunder, there's lightning, there's tornado impacts that could be possible. There's going to be a lot higher surf waves. There's going to be a little bit more gusty winds. As we continue time, you can see that now it has officially made area towards the little bit more higher areas of the border islands. This whole area is still getting rain. This area is pretty quiet just for now, but there's still rain happening all in the lower areas of the border islands, the medium area, border islands are also getting impacted. There's going to be lots of rain, tornado possibilities, as I said, frontline winds, torrential rainfall is possible. As we continue through time, the thunderstorms start to strengthen and they start to spread out. Now this area is getting it. This area has already had rainfall for a while, but now this area is starting to get heavy rain with stronger winds and more high surf. Gale warnings will most definitely, certainly, will be probably in this area most frequently, and also this area will probably not be the best thing to do. Small craft, gale warnings, you name it. This area, back to the hurricane itself, it's not going to actually make landfall on these border islands. It's going to stay offshore, but it doesn't matter if you're not. It doesn't matter if you're getting hit by the hurricane itself. You're still getting hit by those outer bands, and those outer bands can produce tornadoes, and who knows how strong those tornadoes are going to get. I'm not saying tornadoes are going to hit, but look at this. The darker it gets, like red, black, purple, you name it, this whole area now is under lots of rain, and the border islands are yet still be getting it. Now the higher rise border islands are now starting to see that rain. It's not going to be as bad, but towards the lower end of the border islands, they're getting absolutely dumped. Flooding is possible. Flash flooding is also possible. That's the same thing as I'm saying. All that rain is just keeps happening day and night, day and night. It's not safe to go outside. If you're in a sturdy building, and if it goes up higher, I would suggest you potentially would think about going up there if you start to see water that enters your house. That is not guaranteed. Storm surge, I do not believe that would happen because the worst part of the winds are still out and they're not really pushing towards the coastal area yet. But look at this. These showers and thunderstorms are getting stronger and stronger with this outer band. You are still experiencing it. We are at 117 hours from now, September 9th, 5 a.m. You're still getting these heavy rains. And the thing is, it's been overnight. So that causes a worry because you're not actually really awake when that happens. Don't worry. Nothing probably will really happen, but very heavy rain, strong thunderstorms, and potential warnings that you will be getting. Watches and warnings, severe thunderstorms, hail potential, heavier rain, heavier gusts, lot higher waves. As time goes by, it's starting to reject a little bit, but it's still heavy, and it's going to be heavy. It's now 8 a.m., and it's still just pounding rain. And we're very lucky that the system itself did not actually make landfall on you guys, but these are the outer bands, and I'm expecting a lot of torrential rainfall and heavy wind. Finally, after like at least a day or two, the rain has basically rejected from that area that I circled. It's now gone. As we go even further, it's still going to be raining for quite a while. This whole area right here, this is, I'll actually highlight in black my main concern with the circle, and then towards the yellow is my mid concern. So let me do that because there's going to be these off and on strong showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be rainy, drizzly, then it's just randomly going to start pouring rain. It's going to be quite gusty for the whole day. It's going to be a breezy day. You're going to experience maybe watches and warnings. Who knows, like flash floods, maybe, depending on the area that you're in. If you're in this kind of area, you're probably going to at least get a flash flood watch. There's a lot of rain that's going to be going down in these areas, and it's going to take a while for that to end. And even towards the end, it's still raining, but finally it's deducting from the shore, and it's now going to kind of roll up to the coast in that way, in that direction, because the hurricane itself is starting to move up. So you guys will start to notice that it's going to start calming down, but it's still going to be quite heavy rain in these areas that are, even like in this area, you still see all these showers and thunderstorms left over of this area that's getting the extreme rain. The winds are going to start going down, but after you get all the rain gone, it's still going to be windy. So you need to keep in mind, just because all that rain's gone does not necessarily mean the lightning's gone. and the wind's gone. Like, I'm not worried about the wind at this point. You need to worry about what's left over because there might be some drainage system that bursts and you might have even more flash floods. You never honestly know at the point. As you can see in the Caribbean, we have some showers and thunderstorms over in Jamaica, Cuba, Dominican Republic. There was actually a tropical wave that hit here. It's now dissipating, and it was a very unorganized system. We have some tropical areas over here that have some high chances of developing. I might get into that eventually, but I don't think I will be getting into the Pacific Ocean details just yet. We have some more stronger areas of rain over here. I'm not worried about it. It's not a tropical wave. It will not be developing. It will just be some heavy rain for some time. It's not really making any impacts on land, so you're not really going to see any flood warnings because it's not heavy enough. It needs to be like very slow and it needs to continuously rain. As you can see, there's like this little very weak system right here that's kind of rotating, but it's actually not going to affect anything. There's some clouds over here, leftovers, but it's not really going to be affecting anyone. There's just some showers and thunderstorms that are kind of just sitting around there idle, not really moving. New Orleans actually had a lot of flooding, severe thunderstorms, not necessarily from this storm, but it definitely got help. There's actually a cold trough that's moving from the northern that's causing some activity right now. Overnight hours, it's going to calm down, but in the morning, it's going to start kicking back up. Towards the middle of the day, it's going to meet with the warmer air, and that's going to cause a lot more severe weather, hail chances, tornado chances, lots of gusty winds. Like, I'm talking tropical mile-per-hour gusts, like at least 30 to 35 to 40 to 50. This area, we're starting to see some rain. It's coming off the coast. It's weakening. It's not going to do much. It's just going to drift off and dissipate. Nothing's going to happen. We have some extra showers and thunderstorms moving through. They're moving pretty fast. They won't really be affecting anything. They'll maybe head over to Central America, but by then, there's only going to be some little clouds. Over here, there's also some showers and thunderstorms that won't be affecting anything, as I said. Let's see. So I'm going quite fast, but you can see right here, this is where the cold air is meeting with the warm air. I will circle that. This is where in the overnight hours it's going to chill out because everything's going to start to cool down, but in the morning it's going to probably be over here. And then towards the day, I'm going to put this black because that's going to be the cold air mixing with the warm air, and once that collides, it's going to be some really strong thunderstorms going to move over to the Great Lakes, and it's going to cause a lot of tornado threats all the way through there. There's going to be hail threats, gusty winds, as I said, flooding, depending on how much rainfall. I will keep you updated a little bit about that, mostly with the tropics, but you can see that this is very organized and it's strengthening very quick. This is going to be Lee for sure. They're that sure that it's going to be a tropical storm. I can already see the main area of rotation. I put that in a circle. It's the main area of rotation, the area where the strongest winds would most likely be, where the area with the most rain would be right there. And this storm is approaching, so be ready. It's not going to be here for a while. Towards the later time, even in the middle, it's going to be maybe around here, so start making your preparations, but I will keep you updated, so don't freak out just yet. There's nothing to be worried about. Rhett is being absorbed by Idalia, still here, I know, post-tropical storm, and we have this big blob of rain that's going to move to these islands, and it's not really going to affect anything, but it actually might affect a little bit because it's going to curve up that way. So it's not actually going to affect any of us. It's not going to go to Florida. It's not going to go to the Caribbean so far. We do not have any warnings about that. It's not saying that. We have Invest 95L that we actually need to be worried about. Invest 95L has been circled. It's ongoing as investigation, so we need to keep an eye on that. So as you can see, this is nighttime and daytime. This is Idalia. Hold on. This is Idalia. This is leftovers of Franklin. This is Gret. This is Giagia. Sorry, I forgot the word. I don't quite remember. But that's actually kind of being interfered with these two systems right here. This area, not Gretz, but the other area that has some rotation actually has went down to a tropical depression. The tropical depression, still, you need to take precautions. It isn't affecting anything right now. But remember that this area, if that were to be raining, that would be a lot of heavy rain, so you actually need to take precautions if that actually was happening right now. Thankfully, I mean, it would be better if an outcome if that were to actually be making landfall right now than when it's going to be making landfall in like 126 hours. Well, not even then, like 110 hours from now. It's going to really start to make those impacts because it's going to be around here. Well, the main area of like rotation is going to be kind of in this big area right here, but it's not actually going to be making landfall on the border islands or any of that. The main area with the strongest winds are going to be off of that, but just remember that tornadoes can get pretty strong. They can get very strong winds. Depending on how strong they get, like an EF0 can still propose some minor roof damage, and it can blow things around, so you still do not want to be outside. Hail threats, lightning threats, heavy downpours, flash flooding, you get it. But that wraps up the video today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will keep you guys updated. So always remember to stay weather ready. Keep you updated. See ya.